Hey everyone, it's Dave Stone again with another exciting episode of Develop Awesome Skills, and this time I'm live. And the reason I'm live is because Mike asked me a question. And hey Mike, if you're there, Mike asked how the garden's doing, and this is what I'm going to show you after this heat that we've been having. I'm going to show you how Stonehaven Garden's doing. It's July. Planted in February, March, April, May, June, July. So 6 months in the ground. About March I got wood chips started to getting delivered. So I've had 5 loads of wood chips, 5 full truckloads of wood chips delivered already to my front yard alone. Now, actually 6, but that one is still here because I now have enough in the front yard. So I'm going to start moving this in the backyard, and that's a nice big pile of mesquite. So this is what I did to the yard, and I put a drip system in before I left. So a couple plants that I wouldn't expect to get hit by the heat so much, and it could be because I didn't plant them with well enough draining soil, is my figs. So I'm gonna flip this around. So here's the line of figs that I planted, and I'll put a lens for you. Alright, it's a little bit better. So this is the line of figs that I planted, and this one, this Janus seedless, has some new growth on it, and that's what I really like to see, is this light green new growth. But it's still kind of pretty shabby. But all the other ones, they actually started kind of almost dying, so I just pruned them all the way back, and I think I might need to give them more well-draining soil. I think they might have got root rot. But then this little guy was my neighbor's. I planted it, just a big root ball, overgrown root ball, and that's just a shoot that came up. But this one's doing pretty well. I mean, it definitely has, a little bit of, I'll just leave that under here for compost. This one has a big fig on it too, but I really have been pulling these figs off every time I see them, because I just want this to put on more growth instead of growing any figs right now. But 2 little sprouts also came up down here from the cuttings that I did. So that's some of the bad news. So the rest is mostly good news. This is the plum tree. I planted this. It was a bare root. It was just, this was the only thing here. It was just this. And I planted that in February. So all of this is all new growth over the summer. It's taller than me now. Yeah, I mean, it's way up there, reaching for the sky. And as you can see, it's got nice light green new growth on it. And now we tried to air layer this branch, but as you can see, the one we air layered is dying. All the other ones are doing great. We air layered it, and the problem is it's drying out too much inside there, so the soil is just dry. So I'm just probably going to prune this branch off. But other than that, the plum is doing really, really well. I got this plum from Costco. So you can buy a tree from Costco or Home Depot, and they'll do just fine a lot of times if you plant them right. Now these are black beans. My brother put them all around the well of the tree, and it gets watered with the tree with my bubbler system, wherever it is. So there it is. It's down covered in the, but it provides some nice ground cover on top of the wood chips. In addition, it'll provide us beans, and also it's a nitrogen fixing plant, so it gives the peach tree some nitrogen, and we did it in both of the peach tree wells. Now this was also a bare root tree. It's a desert gold peach, and I got it from Greg Peterson's urban farm. And if you look down here, this was a bare root. It was just this and that. And this whole thing actually is just that. So all of these branches are brand new also. These came in, this tree is taller than me too. See it through the sky. It's starting to fill out a little bit. It kind of, as you can see, there's actually new branches coming up in. But you can kind of see the history of this tree. I left for Africa and my watering system broke, and that was during this stage of growth. As you can see, it's very yellowed and almost diseased looking leaves. But then when I got back from Africa, boom, we started here. This leaf's pretty clean, and there's even new growth coming right out of there. And then all of this. So then you look at all these branches at the tip of this one. They all have new growth on them. So I'm very excited about this tree. I have a video planting it so you can see the mixture that I used. But the wood chips are key. These go down about probably about 12 inches. And I don't water in between the tree here, but just to show you, still dry. Still dry. You can see all that fungus though. You don't want to breathe it in, but it's really good for the soil. Still dry. Still dry. I'm hitting some moisture now. Oh yeah, there's some fungus down there. Look at that. Oh yeah. So like I said, I don't water in the middle of these trees, and I just so I'm hitting clay now. But check this out. Those were wood chips 4 months ago. See all that white in there? That's mycorrhiza. That's the fungus that I added to each one of these holes. But this is wood chips that are already breaking down into soil over the last 6 months. So in a year, there's gonna be some and I don't even water in here. There's gonna be some beautiful soil down there. So just to show you that, that's a big key ingredient, is these chips. I didn't really care what chips I got. I got palms, oleanders, everything. Really like the mesquite chips. So this is the tree that I got that actually gave me fruit this year. This is also a desert gold peach, and there's just new growth everywhere. It's loving the heat. Now, I'm watering more than what a lot of people are watering right now. So just keep that in mind. Water is necessary for trees to thrive in the summertime. I'm watering twice a day, once in the morning at 7 and once in the evening at 7 also. And that's why my watering system just went on in my little raised bed there. I just basically flood it. This is the little almond that was also a bare root. Nice new growth. These are very sturdy branches. I'm gonna let it branch from the bottom and the top, so it just kind of like fruits all over the whole tree. Now these grapevines I also planted in February, and they were just Home Depot, Flame, and Thompson seedless, and they were just little sticks. And now they basically I've been training them. This one on the right is just kind of just blown up here. So I'm gonna train all this so it attaches there, and just kind of like, I just want grapes to drip down my eaves next year. So the first year of grapes, you don't get grapes. You train your vine. Second year, you can get some grapes. So this is a 3-in-1 cherry that I actually planted when I got back from South Africa, but it's not doing good at all. So my figs in this cherry are not doing well. My Barbados cherries back here are doing really well. I should probably stake this one. Monsoons are gonna come. But this has got new growth everywhere on it. I actually saw some flowers the other day. They might have blown off in the wind, but cool thing about this, it looks pretty scraggly right now, but notice in here, it's bushing out. There's new growth all over these stems. So this is gonna bush out, and I'm really happy for that. This is my other Barbados cherry. Oh look, we can see some flowers. We got a couple flowers right up in there. A couple flowers on this one too. So I mean, you know, this definitely, when you're looking at the yard right now, it looks pretty weak. But it's only been in the ground 6 months, so I'll give you updates along the process. Now this is my carob tree that pretty much almost died. This is my comb over carob. This is my Donald Trump carob. These branches in the middle died, and I've been watering it. Now you can see all of this nice bright green new growth everywhere. It even gave me pods this year. So look at this, it's just shooting out. But I'm trying to fill that area in. So I pulled some branches and I'm letting them that's why I tied them all together. So I'm trying to let them grow up, fill that area in. But I even got a couple more dead branches now off of this big loopy one. But anyways, I love my carob and I want her to come back because she's a really good tree. Now we're gonna go back into the tropical section where most of the okay, so Mike, when you asked me the question on the video where I showed you the shades, and those shades that I built, they were not good. In fact, they killed the flowers on my mango because it wasn't. So that shade I built before, it wasn't tall enough, and the flowers were sticking up above it, and right when the summer started to hit was when it started to flower, or else I would have had some mangoes on that thing this year. But when I got home from South Africa, they were all toasted, the tips of them. So there was a couple different ways to prune them. So I'll show you that pruning technique I learned through the course of these mangoes, but also I had to change the shade structure. So I used the metal posts are from chain link fence, the top of the chain link fence. I had a whole bunch in my backyard. I got some corners and I just built a nice structure and pounded it into the ground pretty deep. So now it covers the top and the west side. So basically I had to give them more shade because it was just so hot. I actually put a thermometer in my front yard and it said it was 127 on the day that it was supposed to be 117. So these guys definitely took a heat beating. So I'm gonna flip this back around. So this is my tropical section, which is just doing so well. Everything in here is just thriving. That's why I'm sprouting all my moringas down here, because it's just the perfect microclimate right now. That's the only one I have in my yard, front and back. So there's different stages of growth. Now, this is the coconut cream mango that basically lost its flowers. And I'm gonna show you what I did. So if you can see inside there, right here, that was where the flower went up. And I got a tip off watching one of Greenie's Gardens videos on YouTube, and as Brandon, and he said that if you just cut the flower off, it'll just grow another flower. But if you want it to branch out, you cut underneath the flower. So that's what I did. I chopped it off there and it gave me these 4 sprouts, and it sprouted up all of these new growth. So it actually gave me more branches. So it's a good tip. I did that to all of my tips and they all gave me more branches. So now I have a possibility of getting more mangoes. It's gonna be a branchier tree. So I took that, and then this little fruit punch mango had a hard time in the beginning. It just took a while for it to start to take to the ground. But once it did, it started budding out, and it took this was where it started, and it shoots up there. This one's like a foot of growth here. It shot up from there all the way to here, and this one too shoots up from down here all the way to there, and it did it in like 3 weeks. So basically, once it starts to go, it goes. Now, once it got to the top, it stalled out and it wasn't blooming anymore. So what I did was I chopped off the top of it, and what that's gonna do is encourage it to branch out at these nodes here. So hopefully I'll get 3 or 4 branches off this one. And if you can see, this one is really starting, you could see the white dots really starting to happen. And that's when you know it's gonna start branching at some point. It's still very healthy. You can see the stain that's on it. The last foliar feeding, I was using fish emulsion in my foliar spray, and it stained the leaves. So I'm gonna pull the fish emulsion out. But this is a little pineapple peach mango. It has some beautiful, like, burgundy new growth that comes in on it. So I did the same here, and you can see I topped it right there, and it came in with these new branches. So these are gonna turn green just like that, which is pretty cool. And you can see them actually starting to happen right down here. But this is gonna be a really beautiful tree when it gets big. So that was a burgundy leaf. There's almost mid stage. And now it's turning green. So that's what's gonna happen to these guys up top. So I can't wait till this gets big and see a whole bunch of flush of burgundy growth. It'll be beautiful. Now, here's 2 more. This is an ice cream mango. I didn't cap this one. It just had new growth right when I bought it. I got it from a Tropical Concept. Kim down there is amazing. So Tropical Concept down in Phoenix. Check it out. She really cares. She has some beautiful trees. And she gives you fruit if she has some. Well, she gave me a little bit when I was there, so that was nice of her. Anyways, this is just such a beautiful ice cream mango new growth, and it's just shooting up here. That's happened in the last week, from there to there. Still has little leaves that are going to grow big, and so it'll shoot up another couple inches. And then this, right after this stage, the new growth turns, you know, big. Look how big this leaf is. How big this leaf is, man, for new growth, and it's starting to turn green. This is what the green leaves look like, so I just love the new growth. It's really encouraging to see. And then back here, I have a plumeria that these leaves weren't even here when I bought it like a month ago. It's got new growth. It keeps growing really, really well. So that's nice. So these are all my moringas. And this is a little olive tree that finally it's starting to sprout. It's nice. This little winter Mexican avocado it definitely got burnt a couple times. But I still have new growth, so that's a positive sign. I have new growth on every branch still. So even this branch down here that's actually already withered up and died. Well, I gotta prune this a little bit, but you see that? That's a really good sign right there. A nice thick branch coming out, brand new branch coming out there too. So that's a really good sign. I love this little guy. It's a beautiful Cuban avocado. Most of these are from Seamus O'Leary. But look at all this beautiful new growth. I wanted to make Seamus proud because he takes care of his trees, and I didn't want to kill any of the trees I bought from him. So I did what he said. So just do what he says and things will thrive. But yeah, I love this little guy. And then we have the king, the Aravaipa avocado. It's an Arizona native from Arizona, Aravaipa, Arizona. And it looks pretty barren when you're looking at it right now. But same thing I always look for. See, even with crispy leaves like that, you want to make sure that you're still getting new growth. And that's got some in there. It's got some here. Up here there's a whole bunch of new growth. And then this one also has some positive things, like another branch coming out right in there. Branches coming out of the branches. So everything seems to be doing pretty well. This manzanita banana, doing okay, but this new leaf just got burnt today. It's got some new growth spiraling up in there. A little loquat in a pot. Some new growth. Maybe it's kind of burnt a little bit too. Lemon guava, A lot of new growth. Pineapple guava, some new growth on that. And this bamboo is just doing amazing. It was like that tall when I bought it, and now it's just, it likes a lot of water, and I give it a lot of water. And then this one, tropic pink guava. I think this is gonna be so beautiful once it really bushes out. And see, it's just got these nice new growths coming in on the bottom. So back here is my section that's having a hard time. This little Merlot grape doing okay, but it really wants to be in the ground, but it still has new growth, which is a good sign, but it really wants to get in the ground, so I got to find a place for it. This is some 3 little almost dead avocados I bought from Lowe's. Pretty much probably all dead, except for this one. I can see a little sprout coming in right there, so that's nice. Yeah, this guy's pretty much gone. This guy's gone too. And then this little passion fruit that's doing well. It was really small when I got it. And then a little dragon fruit cactus. This is a coffee plant, not doing too well either, but so there it is. Mike, this video is dedicated to you. There we go. My water just popped on. You can see my little bubblers working. So they go on for 12 minutes. I don't have these plugged in yet, the bubbler system, so I got to run some more pipe. But I got all my other ones in, except for the ones in pots. So I water the pots every day. But all right, guys. So this is my first time doing a YouTube live video, and when I've done the Facebook live videos, I could see the comments and interact with everybody. I must be doing something wrong here because I don't see any comments, unless nobody's commenting. Show live chat. Okay, so yeah, maybe if you guys aren't commenting, that's totally cool. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of Stonehaven, and I'll tell you that the summer has been very, very hot. Hey, Marisol. So I have a sad story, actually. Today, I came home and it was so hot. Champion died, my black chicken. So I heard that it's really hard to have dark chickens in the summertime because they heat up a lot. The lighter ones don't heat up that much. So I'm gonna take you back, and I know, super sad. I buried her today. I got the shade cloth from Lowe's, actually. Home Depot sells it too. So Lowe's, you could just buy sections and you can have them cut it. And then Home Depot has a big roll, like a 100-foot roll for like 80 bucks. So it's kind of expensive, but it's worth it to keep your trees alive, in my opinion. Hey baby, where you at? Oh, she's already in the coop. There's Blondie. Say hi to everybody, Blondie. She's sad today because she saw her friend die in the heat today. So sad. But I guess it happens. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to give you the quick update. So a couple more trees before I go. Actually, I didn't show you a few of my trees. The ones that I planted before I left. So actually, I got another, let me flip this. So right here is a passion fruit that I planted from Lowe's. And, you know, it was just that tall. Now it's just, you know, it's climbing. So I wanted to cover this whole chain link fence. But check these out. These are my favorites. Can't believe I didn't show them to you yet. These are my moringas. I love to just pick them and then eat them. I don't know if you guys have ever had moringa, but superfood. And I haven't posted the video that I shot today, my super surprise, but I will post it. I'll give you a sneak peek right now. So I decided to change my life. I realized you can do it. If you want to just stop what you're doing right now and like do something else, we have to remember that we can still do that no matter where we are, no matter what job we have, because life is cool and life is meant to have passion, to live passionately. So if you live passionately, how do you live passionately? Find something that you love. Hey Kelly. Oh, a small swamp cooler. That's interesting. That is interesting. I'll have to check into that. Yeah, send me a link if you can, but I'll do some Googling when this live video is over. So this is a jujube here. It's loving the constant water in the wood chips. And actually, it's even got flowers on it right now. So I might get some jujubes. Very excited. This is all brand new branches. These are just shooting out. They're so thick. I mean, it's loving the water now that I'm giving it, but there's so many new branches just coming right up out of the stem there. Boom. And then here's my magnificent saguaro. I don't have a name for her yet, but I do have a name for this one. Maui the moringa. This was just a little guy. I planted it a year ago. It was about as tall as me, about 6 foot. Now it's, I don't know, 15 feet. But it's just thriving. And the wind just thrashed it today. Oh, Tony, yeah, so that's a home for a lot of birds. I have families of birds that live in this thing. I have woodpeckers here. Sometimes they just peck on my house. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyways, so this is the moringa. You can see the moringa flowers there. And it's just 1 month ago, this branch, they're so fast growing. This branch was the size of this branch 1 month ago, and now this branch is like 5 feet tall. So I mean, these guys fly when you grow them, but you just strip off the leaves. This is the most nutrient dense food on the planet, if you believe that. Google it. Moringa, M-O-R-I-N-G-A, moringa. This is a little rainbow eucalyptus that I got from Seamus. Everything on here is new growth in 6 months. So it seems to be doing pretty good. And then this moringa I planted a year ago. My brother sprouted this one from seed. And I just recently pruned it. Took these big branches there, a couple big branches on the back, cut them off, and I chopped the top off. It was just going straight up, and I wanted to encourage branching. And this definitely encouraged branching because it's branching out of every node. Every single node on this tree. Oh no, the video froze. You know what? I'm walking away from my Wi-Fi. Maybe that's it. But there's my moringas in the back. Hopefully the video is working better now. So, sorry about that, Marisol. Let me know if it's working better. Anyways, I didn't finish my little story. So basically, I realized that I could do anything I wanted with my life. I did it once before when I was younger. I used to be in real estate. I was doing that for the money. Realized I really wanted to... Hey guys. Yeah, Mike, they are doing pretty well. So thanks for asking that question. So now you got your whole video. So today the big news is I bought some land. I partnered on some land with someone else, and it's north of Lake Pleasant in Arizona. And we are going to be growing a moringa farm. So I'm very excited about that. I'll have a lot of other plants on there, but mainly moringa because it's a superfood, and I'm going to be growing it not only for my own consumption, but for my friends and for other people. And I'm just gonna grow so much moringa that I think I'm gonna start a moringa company. But why not? Because what was I doing before? I was making movies. I've made 3 movies to date. Well, ones that are mine that I can say I made, but I've worked on countless movies, and I thought, and as I got into being a producer, I thought, this is what I want to do. And I did it for 12 years. And then what I realized after I've taken a few jobs with studios now is that I want to do movies on my own terms. I don't want to do movies like the studios do movies. I want to do the movies I want to do because the stories are good, because I don't know, because I'm passionate about it for some reason. But if I just take a job in the movie industry, it's just like a job, but it's brutal, it's hardcore, and it's not something that's fun if it's not something that you really want to be doing. It's just being an employee, and being an employee doesn't really work that well for me. So what I chose is to buy some land. A couple of my friends are really into it too, so it was easy to find some partners, and I'm gonna show you the land in the next video. But anyways, that's my exciting news, and there's my update for the yard. So hope everybody is doing great, and just remember, always develop awesome skills, because life's cooler with more skills. So until next time, if you guys have any comments, just hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, just put them in there. If you want to see, I'll do videos on any of your questions. So basically, ask me questions. I can answer them in the comments, but also if it's video worthy, I'll do a video on it. I need to set up the greenhouse misting system as well, so I'll be doing a live video on that, but if that's interesting to you guys. So anyways, hope you guys are doing great, and thanks, Marisol. I'll keep making them. All right, guys, I love you all, and until next time, develop awesome skills. Ciao.